should have like a moon or something in my title, because then I seem to be able to only seem to come alive on the fucking new moon and the full moon. Got me sword out. Found that today. Amazing. So we've got the new moon in Cancer. Now Cancer is obviously ruled by the moon, and it brings things to the surface. What's hidden in the dark comes to light. So you might be having old emotions coming to the surface. This is to clear out. It's really important to just sort of see it as like up from the third person, not get too emotionally attached to what's coming up, because it's coming out for release. And then with the new moon, it's obviously a clean slate if we do the work. Let's see what the Ella Guru cards have to say. I've done mine. Protection of the highest level. Messages for the collective on this new moon in Cancer. Let's see what we've got. Oh my God, I don't know if they're... well, we've got Judgment, so I'm going to take it. It turned. But I also didn't take out the actual meaning cards, which I'm actually just going to leave them out. But Judgment. Judgment is a judgment call. And then the World at the bottom. She is naked, so I can't really hold her out. I can, but she's got this world in the oyster, stripped down to the bone, vulnerability. Now there's 4 hands here. Not 100% if it's a man or a woman. It's got a man's face, but a woman. Tattoos everywhere, so it's almost like the tattoos are like the voyage. The Vikings would put tattoos on them to, especially if they'd closed out a voyage or something. So it's almost like they're not scars, they're like my raven tattoos representing people that I've lost. It's to show your journey, to show their journey, and it's a completion of. Now there is, like I say, this world in this oyster. So the completion of. Now let's have a look at the We'll go back to that, but let's have a look at the Judgment card. Now this is the blowing of the trumpet. This is the wake-up call, but Judgment can also mean rebirth, death and rebirth. So we've got the little timer in the corner there, egg timer with some skull and crossbones. So it's like, have you heard the call? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 skulls with wings on. So you could have 6 people that have passed over that are actually giving you this wake-up call. And it could be anything. It could just be a realisation. Her eyes are wide open. What I find interesting is there's 2 hands blowing this trumpet. 2 of them seem to be in the flesh, but 2 of them seem to be, like I say, from the other world. We've got Stonehenge in the background, and people celebrate him. So this could be, they're getting a bit nudie, but, again, Judgment is this death, it's this rebirth, it's stripping down to the bare roots of things, and it's an opportunity. Judgment call, opportunity, rebirth, an opportunity for rebirth. Have we heard the call? And like I say, there's 4 hands there and 6 skulls in with wings. So this could be a judgment call, a rebirth, maybe something that you've had to rebirth from over 6 times, or 6 people are, trying to get messages through about this judgment call. There's a lot of frolicking going on. There's also a teapot as well. and someone popping out of the grave. But again, this is like the death and the rebirth. But the nakedness, now one of them is holding a crown up. Something about the crown chakra. And then there's two fires in the background. So I'm going to get some more on that. I'm going to go to, my fairies. Give me something on this judgment and the world. So it's the completion of, and she's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stars around her crown. Nine's a wish fulfillments. How many skulls have we got in there? Let's have a look. 6, 7, 8, 9 skulls in the judgment card and 9 stars. So this could be, you know, we have the opportunity here, the wake-up call with the 9s, which is nearly completion. 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment. Good job I'm on the ball, because I don't think these have come out of the... Yeah, they have. Okay, give me something on judgment. Rebirth. With this new moon in Cancer. So it's the motherly energy. It's the nurturing. You could be having a wake-up call around paternal line, asking you to make a judgment call. That's too many. Pure intention, precious time, magical gateway, temptation and flourish. I just want one. One for judgment. One for judgment. So in the Druid Tarot, it's this naked boy coming out of the cave with with bunnies, with the beginnings of this new cycle. But only if we choose to make a judgment call, hear a judgment call. I did push the button, didn't I? Yeah. Okay, new beginnings, inspiration. Look at that. The fairy godmother heralds the joyous new news of a new baby or the birth of a cherished idea. Protect and nurture your idea as if you were a baby. So again, she's got this beauty. It's in green, so it's in the heart space. So yeah, it literally could be the birth, but it's a new beginning. This is what the judgment call is saying. Do you want a new beginning? These are optional. This is the energy that's available to us now. And if you have started something new, it's asking you to protect it, to nurture it. So water it, plant the seed, dig a hole, put the seed in, water it, tend to it every day. Little steps. Check it, sending out the emails, whatever it is. But there is also protect your protection. Keep it to yourself, possibly. Inspiration. Be prepared, as you'll soon receive a visit from the Fairy of Inspiration come dusk or dawn. She can call at any time. So there's definitely a calling coming through. A calling, a wake-up call to do something, to push ahead with something. We're soon going to be moving into Leo season. Leo is going to be massive shifts. Well, we're going through massive shifts in July, but when we reach Leo season, we've got the 8, the Lionsgate portal, but really is going to be very strong. And so anything that you feel inspired to do with this wake-up call and a new beginning, get cracking with it. Underneath that, we've got journey. Interesting. So, whispers of healing. That was the Oracle Fairies. We're going to go to whispers of healing. I got bitten by a fly earlier. I'm not joking. I forgot flies can bite. And I had these 2 flies hanging around for a couple of days. I thought, hang on a minute, we're not mates. I can't be, I'm a little bit judgmental in the insect area, where if they were dragonflies, I'd be like, ah, but not flies. We're not mates, they just kept fucking with me. And then one bit me, and I'm like, you can get out, mate. Threw him out. Biting flies. So, judgment, new beginning. She's nurturing, she's protecting that baby. And again, it's in the heart space. Inspiration, the world. Judgment and new beginnings. This new moon. And it is mother line, mother instinct, nurturing. Whether that's yourself, a new way of nurturing yourself, that might be the wake-up call. The wake-up call, I haven't been looking after myself properly. Or there's an actual new idea. But it's this completion of the world. There's lightning in the background of that. That wants to fall. Guardian. So there is protection. I said this on this card. Those skulls with the wings are protection. This could be protection, ancestral protection. Now she's on her ship. This is what we would look like, say, if we were looking down, but it's like, I'm on my ship. Maybe you don't know which way to go, but there is protection. There's guardian angel protection, which are giving you these little messages, little prompts, little hints. Like, this could even be your higher self looking down, giving you just this, like, it's going to be okay. So we've got guardian for this new beginning, a mental repetition. Mental repetition. Right. So I've been recently, we lost somebody, not somebody personal that I know, but an actual reader. And some guys wrote a song for him. And I'm not even joking. Like, I've been singing the words to the song every day. And when I've been going online or whatever, the words in the song have been coming out in, So the mental repetition that we, repeat in our head creates our reality. And it's asking us, it might be the judgment call of, what are you repeating? What are you mentally gurgitating? Where do these words come from? And I was very aware of that the other day, and I can't remember. That's it. Something happened to me, and it felt like a miracle, right? I'm not even joking. And I'm going to share it now, because I was only going to share it with my granddaughter, but I've told her now. So I was in the sea the other day, and I was alone, and I was singing in the sea. And I was singing that song, and I was also singing Ellie King, Ain't Gonna Drown in the Water. Look it up, really good song. Anyway, I wasn't alone, but I just thought, do you know what? Like, the power that we have of when we talk to water, and it changes the chemical, changes the vibration in the water. I thought, well, what happens when we sing in the sea? How powerful does that ripple out? Mental repetition I'm getting with this is like, be mindful of your thoughts and how expansive we are as humans. So I started singing this song, and this fish jumped out. I'm not even joking. It was like 6 to 7 inches big. And it literally jumped out of the water in front of me. And I was just like, That's a fucking miracle. It jumped out because I was singing. Now, immediately I cried. Immediately I burst into tears with joy because I was the only one that saw it. And I felt like this was just meant for me. But I'm sharing it with you because had I been sat there singing a sad song or something else, you know, something else might have happened with what I'm saying. This mental repetition might be the judgment call. And my immediate reaction was, if I tell people, are they going to say that it jumped out of the water to tell me to shut up? Now that is a program, a mental repetition of how I've been treated, laughed at, mocked, that's mockery. And I thought, no, fuck off. Like, literally fuck off. That was a miracle as far as I'm concerned. And, you know, that's what I wanted to share with you about this mental repetition. Be mindful and learning how to have inspirational thoughts on a daily basis without repeating this mental repetition of, putting ourselves down, calling ourselves names. The judgment call is, and it feels like angelic as well, if you want a new beginning, you've got to change your mental repetition. And the guardians, our higher selves, is looking after us and teaching us how to do that, how to learn. We've got to start from scratch. If we want something new, we have to start from scratch and literally get the rubber out and start rubbing out all the mental repetition that is not serving us. All the mental repetition that probably doesn't even belong to us. I know, I don't like mocking, you know? Well, I say I don't like it. I don't like it when it depends what energy it comes from. And when it's like, and it was strange that was the first thing that popped in my head, was like, oh, it probably jumped out to tell you to shut up. No, it didn't. It jumped out to let me know it was enjoying my singing. So be mindful, wake up call. And that completes a cycle. You know, that world is in an oyster. Again, stripped down naked. That world is in an oyster because it has gone through God knows how many, the moon underneath that. I love that. How many cycles? 9. Again, there's this cherub with the wings. And the hand, the backhand, which is feels like the masculine, is on the lion, taming the strength. They've gone round the bloody world and gone through all the lessons. Right, let's get some more on this. Judgment. Give me some more on judgment, guardian, mental repetition, learning, inspiration, and new beginnings. King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is, I have mastered in my divine masculine energy how to attract abundance and call it to me. Then I make sure that I'm okay. I make sure everyone else is okay. But I go out into the world and I do something with it. So it could be like a father figure, grandfather figure, but he's making sure everyone's happy. I love the fact that he's got all these blackberries around him because we're in that season. He's in purple as well, so he's very protected. Now all them bubbles could be his thought patterns that he's putting out, his manifestations that he's putting out into the world. On the bottom of the deck, we've got the Chariot. So the Chariot is I'm going through, I've mastered my shadow and my light. I'm integrating it. I've alchemized it. Now I am moving on fire. I've got the reins. I'm in blue, so I'm protected. I know how to use my voice. I know how to say no, but I've got the reins. I'm moving forward. Let's have some more. Oh, that came out upside down. So the Ace of Cups upside down and the Lovers at the bottom. Pouring out too much. Emptying out in the wrong places. The right way up, cups full, overflowing, got enough to share, got enough spare. This is I'm not fulfilled. And there's a choice that needs to be made. I'm not fulfilled. My cup has fallen over. It's empty. It fell out on the King of Pentacles and mental repetition. So again, it could be that if you're giving away too much in the heart space, the mental repetition is going to be, putting yourself down because you've got an empty cup. Now, the divine masculine and the divine feminine here balance each other out. They're in harmony. There is a decision. It can mean a decision needs to be made. But if you're not getting your cup filled, then that's the decision. So Gemini and then the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom. So interesting. So the King of Pentacles is obviously mastering the 3D material, being crowned in the divine masculine, going out into the world and actually doing stuff. And the Queen of Pentacles calls it in. She sits pretty on her throne. She sits pretty on her throne. She knows her worth. She's mastered the ability to be able to manifest things to her. So she was at the bottom of the deck. So I'm going to leave her out. The Queen and King of Pentacles, which if we want to work energetically on ourselves, that's where we want to be. We want to be calling it in and then going out into the world and starting new businesses. So there could be a partnership involved here. The Lovers, a partnership. But cup and Ace of Cups upside down could be the judgment call. Where are you emptying your cup? Where is your cup? That is the judgment call. And that's the egg timer. The Chariot and the Knight of Cups. So the Chariot, like I just said, fast action, movement forward, taking the reins, moving forward, integrated in the shadow and the light, and making a decision. And then the Knight of Cups are an offer coming in. But this is, even if it's not from somebody else, it's like I'm moving in the direction of my heart space. I mean, that ship as well. It's like, what is it that fills this? The guardian might be looking down and asking her, where do you want to go in your ship? What's going to fill your cup? So Knight of Cups coming in with the Chariot. The horses are coming. So you better... Yeah, Three of Pentacles. So this is bringing three things together. And then the Nine of Pentacles, sitting pretty. The Nine of Pentacles is like the Queen of Pentacles. She doesn't actually want or need anything. She's content. And she's so content in her Nine of Pentacles. She's asleep. And she feels secure. And everyone around her feels secure. There's safety there. So there's this wake-up call in. Are you in your Queen of Pentacles? Have you done the work? But there's an opportunity, three opportunities coming in. 3 pentacles, bringing 3 things together. So this does feel like a little bit businessy. It's definitely on the earth plane, you know, the 3D. 3 of Pentacles, like one's coming in and it's a butterfly, it's just about to drop it in her lap. So collaborations comes to mind. Collaborations. Let's have a look at the Druid deck. It's definitely following the heart space. In order to create this balance of I'm King and Queen of Pentacles, is like they've both got berries, blackberries around them. They're in the process of turning. So this is definitely like now. And then the Lovers. And like I say, they balance each other out. This is the divine feminine, the divine masculine in harmony within. That's the 9 of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles on the Ace of Cups reversed, right? I'm not being seen, I'm not being heard, I'm working, I'm not getting paid, I'm in this energy of lack. And I'm so damn fucking sad about it that I can't see how shiny that sun is in front of me. That could be the wake-up call. That feels like the wake-up call. She's in woe. She's in woe. And it's because she's emptied her cup in places where it wasn't equal. There's a lot of equal on here. The King and Queen of Pentacles, the Lovers. They're all equally matched. They fit each other. And then the Knight of Cups coming in. That was the 3 of Pentacles. They're just kind of clarifying. But that could have been the wake-up call is the 5 of Pentacles. Like, where are you feeling loss? Not loss, lack. Where are you feeling 10 of Swords, being stabbed in the back? The 10 of Swords is like, I'm done. And when we shift, when we have the wake-up call and we move, we do sometimes receive 10 of Swords. Because obviously people like everything to stay the same. But it feels like if there's been this 5 of energy, 5 of Pentacles lack, not being seen, not being heard, not being paid, 10 of Swords, stabbed in the back. Got to move away from that. That could be the judgment call. He's got a wand in his hand as well, and his shield's down. His shield's down, so that's all pouring out, and getting, that was the Queen of Pentacles, and getting, stabbed in the back for it. Or because of maybe hearing this judgment call. But it's all learning, and that's what I mean when we get to this completion card, the world card, but that's in the oyster because it's had to go through these lessons, not once, maybe twice, maybe 9 times, 9 deaths. And there she is, the Queen of Pentacles, sitting pretty on her throne, playing her drum, knowing her worth. Her skirt is in red because she's grounded in the earth. She's grounded in the material. She's got a rabbit beside her. The sun is rising. She's draped in green. She's got 1 foot on the stone. Beautiful blue skies. So that's just confirming that. 5 of Cups at the bottom with the 5 of Pentacles. And that was the 9 of Pentacles that wanted to jump. So the 9 of Pentacles is like, I'm independent. I don't rely. Right, the High Priest fell out on the 10 of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles, and then you've got the King of Cups. So the High Priest is like a lesson. something that it's like going up a level in oneself. Judgment call, hearing the judgment call, making a decision, moving forward with the Chariot. He's got the sun behind him. He's got a full cup next to him. He's sitting there. You could be asking, seeking out spiritual enlightenment or finding somebody who you can confide in. But it is a lesson. It's a lesson about upgrading. This Five of Pentacles, like this Ace of Cups in reverse and the Ten of Swords is a lesson. Now the King of Cups sits pretty on his phone. He's rather fat. He doesn't give away much, but he's content. And he is in charge. He's the King of Cups because he's mastered his ability to respond and not react. And this could be what this judgment call is. Are you in a state of reaction, or are you just responding? Because when we respond to situations, the results are very different. The results mean you can get in your Chariot and move forward. Reaction is attachment, and it takes a lot of maturity to not react. Now there was indecisiveness here, going back and forth, possibly in between or juggling two things, but it's like a decision had to be made. What's the mental? It might be the mental repetition that keeps coming back. If we want a new beginning, we've got to change our thought patterns. And it's something to learn. I'm going to put a link to that song underneath this reading because I think it's a really powerful song. And it wouldn't have even been written had he not done everything he was meant to do here and then leave. And it really helps with the mental repetition, the oakmen and the piper. So the oakmen is the wise old oaks. The wise old ones. These could be the ones that are looking strength, ancient wisdom and death. Had the oakmen changed? Of course not, but what people projected onto them had. When we look at fairy, we can simply project all our fears and insecurities and prejudice and delusions on them. Or we can try to see them as they are, in a sense. All oracles are simply mirrors of the wisdom and confusion within the reader. But if we only look at them through our personal filters and projection, we learn very little. It is only when we actually try to see beyond ourselves that we begin to use the oracle as a mirror of the cosmos and all of its wisdom. The card depicts the strength and wisdom of age. It also reminds us what we need to know. What is truly there to be seen cannot be discovered by a superficial glance and hasty reaction. In a reading, the oakmen tell us to look slowly and deeply into the heart of the matter and to see past the superficialities of the surface. Consider the history of the situation in depth and learn from the past. Consult others with more experience. Learn the wisdom from the elders, both those available to you personally and those you encounter in books and elsewhere. In this matter, be wise to make your decisions after more pondering and studying of the situation. Consider motives in depth. Take action only after thorough deliberation. The oakmen tell us that haste may be, at this moment, our worst enemy. They also suggest that we might learn a lot from the trees. Consider the trees and their wisdom and connect with a wise old one and ask for help. And then the Piper 24. I think this is about becoming more childlike. Music, order, harmony, seduction and empathy. To get what you want, the Piper recommends that you try polite requests and gentle, patient persuasion, and then wait, quietly welcoming for it to come to you, which is what the Queen of Pentacles does. Seek harmony and tranquility within yourself and in the world around you. Use tenderness and gentleness. This card speaks of a time of harmony, creativity and increasing order. It tells of communication without words, the music of empathy and the awareness of the feelings and concerns of others. This is a time to pay attention to the subtlety of others' expressions of feelings and ideas. Look past the surface and listen as you would a beguiling melody on the very edge of hearing. He also plays melodies in your dreams. This could be the wake-up calls, which may be filled with meaning and importance, and then he leaves it up to us to understand what they mean. It may also be a good time to be aware that others may be listening to us with sensitivity and clarity, so much so that they may hear what we're truly saying more clearly than we do ourselves. This card may also signify musical talent or ability, or it may be suggesting that the use of music in some way might be important at the present time. I've literally just said that about going into the sea, singing to the sea. The fish jumped out of the water, and I'm going to pop that song down underneath, and then we've got Solace underneath. I mean, as bright as you like, the sun. I'm going to pop that song underneath. I really would suggest, you know, it's so upbeat, it's so uplifting. It's a really good way to start your day, and there's a message in it. Well, there's a message all the way through it, but one of the lines that I really love is, turn on your heart light for the whole world to see. And it's just mentally puts you in a really good mood, or it does me anyway, so I think it's worth sharing. 100% worth sharing. So I hope this is making sense. They are deleting my lives, so it's going on YouTube. Full moon, completion, waterfall, effortless, which is what the King and Queen of Pentacles does. It calls it in effortlessly. Bring it to me, hand on heart, if it's for the highest good of all. And wait. Now we're going to read full moon simply because it's a new moon, but it's still a moon card. So like I say, it's bringing stuff to the surface, but there is a completion here with the world and the judgment. So for the whole world to see. Completion. You can now take pleasure in knowing that whatever you have been working towards has now reached its culmination. It may have been a relatively brief cycle or a much more extensive one, yet regardless of the length of time, you have arrived at the edge, at the stage of completion. Let yourself feel the contentment and the satisfaction of this accomplishment. Like when you take a deep breath and reach the point where your lungs are pleasantly full and your body is ready to release that breath. It's important not only to enjoy this completion, but also to let go and allow yourself to relax afterward. just like exhaling slowly and consciously. People are much too eager to rush to the next item on the agenda without giving proper time and space to appreciating and honouring their natural cycle of release that follows a point of resolution. Give yourself that time to relax and rest before tackling Spirit's next assignment. And then waterfall. Waterfall. I thought there was going to be a song coming up. Effortless. You have come to the edge of your comfort zone and find yourself fighting to resist moving past that perceived precipice of who you are, how you can be, or what you can do. Spirit is asking you to step beyond the edge and allow yourself to do so with ease rather than struggle. Yes, at times physical exertion is necessary, but when performed with fluidity and grace, even when the task seems daunting, you will find the movement moves more effortlessly. Approach the present situation or relationship with awareness and grace. Do not try to make it effortless, and that just creates more strain. The key word here is to allow. This is not a time to fight, but to surrender to the will of Spirit, and even if you're being asked to let go and completely and tumble into the brink of creation itself, you'll find the waters there to be ultimately still and calm. Keep your focus on the solar plexus and your breath breathing through any tension, relaxing and yielding to the movement that is occurring at any given moment makes your life effortless. I love you lots.